So you've got the end of the Jeroboam and Rehoboam story for me. Yes, sir, I do. Good. I hear you, sir. I'll try to get through this as quickly as possible. So as I mentioned last time, Jeroboam didn't learn a thing from the whole man of God from Judah debacle. God's attempt to correct Jeroboam's sinful ways didn't influence him at all. Complete failure. Wow. So it's time to punish Jeroboam. He's finally going to reap the rewards of his idolatrous ways, eh? Big time. Alrighty then, let's see. Is God going to afflict him with a terrible skin disease? No. Is he going to shrivel up his hand or something? No. Oh, Jeroboam should get a horrible bowel disease. What the f? That's a weird one. It would be so cool if his bowels fell right out, like right out of his asshole, just saying. God, no, we're not doing that. Oh, please. No. Shoot. Well, what does God do to punish the blasphemous Jeroboam? He kills one of his children. What? And all of his male descendants too, eventually. Back up. How does this thing go down with Jeroboam's son? It's all part of God's plan, see? The little tyke gets really sick. Okay. So Jeroboam asks his wife to disguise herself and ask the prophet Ahijah if the child will be okay. Why the disguise? I don't know. That works for me. So God gives Ahijah a heads up that Jeroboam's wife is coming to seek his counsel, and he also tells Ahijah to give her such and such an answer. Such and such an answer? What the hell does that mean? I got nothing. God tells Ahijah to give Jeroboam's wife such and such an answer to her question about her son's illness. That does appear to be what I wrote. Did you forget to switch out some placeholder dialogue or something? Don't ask me. Never mind. So what happened? Ahijah gives Jeroboam's wife the terrible news from God. Her son will die as soon as they return to their city. Aww. And why is that? What do you mean? Spell it out for me. Why must Jeroboam's son die? Because Jeroboam aroused God's anger by turning his back on him and by making golden idols. So you're making it clear that Jeroboam's son is going to die as a consequence of his father's idolatry. Oh, Crystal, it's all been foretold by God through Abijah. Didn't you say back in Deuteronomy that children aren't supposed to be killed for their parents' wrongdoing? Oh, yes. Oh, there it is. Huh. Whoops. Whoopsie. Well, it's okay, because unlike every other male associated with Jeroboam's house, his son at least is going to get a nice burial. Really? Why? Because he's the only one in Jeroboam's household in whom God has found anything good. So God can see the good in this innocent child, but he wants him dead anyway. That is correct. Oh, God himself is so good. Always. So what happens to the other males in Jeroboam's house? God is bringing utter disaster down on them too. Oh boy, sucks for them. Mo Debley. Every male, slave or free, is going to be cut off from Jeroboam. Even the slaves. Even the slaves. Oh, killing the slaves for something their master did is tight. Yeah. So what else does God do to these people who had no say whatsoever in Jeroboam's crime? God burns them up as if they were dung. Dung. Until it's all gone. Until it's all gone. All gone. Yes, that's correct. Okay, so... And then dogs will eat those who belong to Jeroboam who die in the city. Dogs will eat Jeroboam's dead. In the city. In the city, okay. And those who die in the country will be eaten by birds. I see. Dogs in the city, birds in the country. Very holy. The Lord has spoken. And then God is going to strike Israel, so it's like a reed swaying in the water. Oh, the Lord is still speaking. Yes, the Lord is still speaking. Kinda sounded like you were done there when you said the Lord has spoken. Well, he's not done yet. Maybe in the future you could save phrases like the Lord has spoken for the end of his diatribes. I'll make a note. Great. Anyway, God is going to uproot Israel from the good land he gave them, and they'll be scattered beyond the Euphrates, and then yada, Jeroboam dies. Great, so Jeroboam is done. Jeroboam is done. Nice. So what's going on with Rehoboam? The reader will be shocked to find out that Rehoboam is also sinning in the usual manner. No way. You name it. Asherah poles, sacred stones, male shrine prostitutes. Male shrine prostitutes, eh? Tell me more about them. So God, in all his infinite might, allows the Egyptians to sack the temple that Solomon built for him. Nothing reinforces the idea of God's power quite like puny humans being allowed to desecrate his holiest temple. Damn straight, that'll teach the Egyptians who's boss. Wow. And so after crapping on God's legacy for 17 years, Rehoboam gets to rest with his ancestors. Oh, God doesn't kill a child of Rehoboam's? Nothing's mentioned here. Yeah, his son Abijah is actually the next king of Judah. We have an Abijah now to go along with an Ahijah. Darn tootin'. Great. Now, this Abijah pulls all the same crap his father did, and his heart is not fully committed to the Lord. Oh, for Pete's sake, it's going to be impossible for the chosen people to make any progress at all if they keep getting bitch slapped by Yahweh. Actually, it's going to be super easy, barely an inconvenience. Oh, really? Yep, since Abijah is a descendant of David's, God allows him to have a son who will succeed him, and God even makes Jerusalem strong. Well, that's weird. Abijah's father and grandfather were descendants of David, and when they followed detestable foreign gods, Yahweh dropped holy ass kickings on both of them. Yeah, but this time all God can think about is how awesome David was all the days of his life, even when he conspired to have Uriah the Hittite killed. Well, no, God didn't like that. Maybe you should add that little caveat in there. Geez, arrange the fatality of your mistress spouse one time and they never let you live it down. So Yahweh is just giving Abijah a pass on the idolatry that got his father and grandfather in trouble? Looks that way. Yahweh is one waffly deity, huh? Hey, shut up. So Abijah's son Asa succeeds him, and he's an awesome king for Judah. Well, great. Oh yeah, he does everything right as far as God is concerned. Nice. Even when he strips out what silver and gold are left in the Lord's temple. Why does he do that? He needs money to buy off some king who's allied himself with their arch-rival Israel. They're looting their own temple, God's temple. Yes. Wouldn't it make more sense if God simply swept this king aside so his temple didn't have to be pilfered yet again? Hey, shut up again. So this payoff works and breaks this king's alliance with Israel. Sure, okay. And, well, that's about it for Asa. Well, except for the fact that his feet become diseased. What do his feet have to do with anything? Unclear. And isn't that a HIPAA violation? A what? Never mind. And then there's this comically long line of kings from both Israel and Judah who are murdering one another and pissing off Yahweh, and it's all just a ridiculous mess. Sounds hilarious and boring at the same time. Oh, it is. Wow. And yeah, that about does it for this one. Fantastic. Jeroboam and Rehoboam are in the rearview mirror. What do you got for next time? Well, I don't know what this rearview mirror is of which you speak, but me and the guys are kicking around an idea that's kinda out there. Any change of pace would be welcome at this point. I hear you, but honestly, I think it's an idea we should save for later. Later? Why? It's a big idea, and I think we should save it for something truly special so it has, a big impact when we finally use it. Well, hell, now you have me intrigued. You know what? Never mind. Just forget what I said. Well, I can't forget now. Shit. Come on, just use it now. God knows we need something. I don't know. This Bible thing is just getting so tedious. Yeah. So you'll use it? I'll use it. Sweet. What do you got? Okay. Picture this.